Yo, what's up everyone? Today we're gonna talk about Gen 10 rumor waves and wind that has been hitting hard all throughout January and now into February. Because we got these three separate lines all pointing in the same directions. We got the starter leak that's basically describing them how they're like dishware and how they might look like. Alright, let's start with the leak that got people arguing like it's already launch week. The Gen 10 starters. The reason why this one spreads so fast is because it doesn't claim to reveal names, silhouettes, or type beyond the usual trios. It's basically a first impression read from someone described as a trustworthy source named light_88_, and that matters because early starter impressions are where Phantom Wars are born. I'm gonna put it up on the screen real quick. So the first post from Light88 says a source that seems fairly trustworthy has shared their take on the potential Gen 10 starter Pokemon. And then he breaks it down the starters like this, and I quote, "Grass kinda goofy or underwhelming at first, but it grows on you. For fire, extremely cute, has all the making of a fan favorite, and for water type, absolutely serves and slays. Totally stands out." And here's what it gets even more interesting because Light Scroll on the 88 also posted another details that got people confused with those symbols people noticed like the bowl, plates, and cup. Light_88 said, if you're wondering about the bowl, the plate, and the cup, they just a started position that appears in Gen 10 starters reveal on Pokemon Day. And then he explains what they think the logic behind it, saying if we relate them to bowls are usually used for solid, which is grass type, plate for the main dishes, which is fire type, and cups contain liquor, which is for the water type. And then he added a little extra that makes Pokemon fans instantly start connecting the dots because Light Scroll under 88 says that fun fact, the same thing happened with Gen 9. So if you're sitting there thinking, wait, are they hinting at the starters with tableware symbols again? That's exactly why this rumor picked up steam. It's just not that the three starters exist, it's the idea that the reveal might already been teasing the starter trio layout before we even see them. Now the second source on the screen is Hidden Power Podcast, and they reacted to the same leak. Their quote is, "The extremely incredible source has given their opinion on the potential Gen 10 starter Pokemon." And then they clarified the water type worrying because people were already twisting it online. Hidden Power Podcast says, in this content, Slade just means he thinks that it's cool starter out from the three. The description making rounds are simple, but they kind of the simple that lets your imagination go crazy. The grass starter is described like the one you clown at first, then you look up it and it's your favorite. The fire starter is described like it's basically engineered to sell plushies, and the water type is described like it's one of the instant look like the main character energy. And here's what the key detail people keep missing. This leak is not saying that these are the best starters ever, it's saying that this is the vibe they give off. That's a massive difference because Pokemon starters are built to evolve the conversation over time. Game Freak does this constantly. They show you a starter that looks a little bit goofy, and then moments it evolves, suddenly everybody switching team and pretending they saw the vision. The whole point of this is I hope that this generation changes like their color depending on the island you get to travel. I know it sounds freaking crazy, but Game Freak should step up their weight and put extra creativity on this. Similar how RCS can change depending on the item is holding from all the types, I think that some Pokemon should do the same because of the environment. And after the Pokemon is exposed to different color variants, you pick which one you like the most, just how you change your character's outfit. I don't think it's a bad idea, my guy, but as I said before, I think that Game Freak should innovate more new ideas and start rinse and repeat, because it's really getting boring, especially with these new hardwares. Like, come on, man, you guys have all these powers and still haven't, used its full potential. And now let's jump to the January rumor that poured gasoline on and everything. The visual lead talk from insider Nate DeHay from his podcast episode and was posted by Central Leaks on X, stating that Gen 10 could be visual pleasing and that it might be the visual leak fans has been waiting for. Those words matters because it's not a photorealistic, it's just an open world miracle. Like, yo, this might finally look clean. He also threw in a caution that I actually respect because it's the part that the leakers don't always include. He basically framed it as within reason. So that's based to your imagination how you think how reasonable Game Freak might do. And to point things like water environment details as a kind of improvement you will notice right away if the tech and the pipelines have leveled up. So what does the visual leap realistic mean for Pokemon? If we're being honest, it probably means fewer observation compromise, better lighting so towns don't look flat, better texture work so clips don't look like they were printed yesterday, better performance so the world doesn't look like it's struggling to exist when you turn the camera, because my god, the frame looks like dog crap. Most of the time the animation is just terrible. Like bro, I think that's some really lazy stuff. And if Gen 10 is being built with the next Nintendo Switch era in mind, that's the exact kind of jump you expect. Not the biggest graphic ever, but it looks like a modern and stable game. This is where the conversation gets messy, because February starter leakers got bundled together with much older, much bigger stories people called the Terror Leak, which was described as 2024 breaching involving Game Freak files. The important part is that not every detail is true, is the older internal documents can reflect real early plans, even if the final game shifts a time by release. So when you see people confidentially yelling out the rumor titled Wave and Wind, or talking about the Indonesia Southeast Asia inspiration with big emphasis on weather system and island exploration, understand where's that coming from. It's not from the starter vibe leaks, it's from the older document leaks chatter that keep resurfacing as Pokemon Days gets closer. If you want the why this could be exciting version, it's this: a region built around islands, wind, seed, and weather can naturally support exploration in a way that Pokemon open world still haven't fully nailed. Weather could be more than visual too. It can be shaped routes, encountered, even battle condition in a way that feels like the world is reacting to you instead of just sitting there. And if the rumor structure really leans more open world plus share system rather than the old school linear routes, that could be Game Freak finally leaning into what people expected the first time the series was fully open. And you imagine as you're with your Pokemon surfing and you get these huge wave, it just preventing you from going anywhere, like, or some crazy weather condition that they say, hey, you can't travel because this such and such. Like, I'm telling you that there's so many ways that Game Freak could innovate in this game that makes it feel so unique and special. And how about bringing dive back? That would be beautiful, especially exploring these water around these islands, like, and seeing all this coral relief and all those Pokemon swimming around. I'm telling you, that idea sounds pretty good to me. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, man. But that's all the information I have for now. I'm extremely late to the party, but it's better than not showing up. When it comes for any Pokemon updates, I will definitely do my best to stay on top of it. And when Pokemon Day arrives, I will have a reaction video and then give you guys my take on it. Alright my guy, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this Gen 10 leak overall? Does it feel legit? Or does it sound like someone farming engagement and guessing? Could that be me? And if this is real, which starter description has you locked in right now? The grass that grows on you? The fire that sounds like an instant fan favorite? Or the water that's being framed as that cool standout? And for Pokemon Day, be honest. When Pokemon Present is live while you're supposed to be at work or busy, what is the funny excuse to judge everything and watch it live? And if you missed my last video, go catch it up. We talk about the portable OLED and Crimson Desert WoW and Xenogas Xena inspired by the God of War 3 gameplay.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.